Welcome to the Kent Lapp podcast.
We don't need to try to get you to give content that people would normally pay money for, but I'm just curious. Are you starting with buy low, sell high? Are you starting with things like covered calls? What sort of, at the lowest level?
Yep, lowest
what's
level.
the strategy you're going to give someone to get in and get started?
Easy. Lowest level, look around your house and ask yourself, what do you use on a daily basis, and buy some of that.
Ooh, okay.
Lowest level, easy. So,
whatever the price happens to be, but you use a lot of it, just go ahead and buy some.
So who owns this guy?
No idea.
Coke.
Ah.
Yeah, they own Dasani.
Okay.
So boom, that's a Coke product. So you could buy some shares of Coke. Right? Who made this table? I have no idea, but it's probably custom made. It's a very nice table. But let's say it's a Wayfair. Like you didn't buy it on Wayfair. But let's say you did. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Buy some shares of Wayfair. Do you have a Netflix subscription? Mm-hmm. Boom, shares of Netflix. Do you drive a Tesla? Mm-hmm. Bang, buy a Tesla share, or 2, or 10, or 100.
Golly.
Right?
Yeah.
1,000% return.
Yeah.
If you had bought in 2012 the exact same amount of shares as a Model S cost, so $69,000 worth of shares, $14 million.
In 2012?
If you bought
in 2012,
$69,000
worth of Tesla in 2012.
It's $14 million right now.
Dang.
Yep.
And that's exceptional too, right? I mean, Tesla went on a run last year.
Like nothing ever.
Yeah.
Literally ever. But I drive a Tesla too.
Do you?
Yeah, man.
Which one?
The Y.
Oh, how is it?
Amazing.
Yeah? They're
Incredible.
sweet cars, aren't
So
they?
sick.
Oh, man.
But me and you both know that they're going to do semis.
Yes.
They're going to do motorcycles, ATVs, buses, probably planes, boats. Like, why not? They're going to do all of it. Plus, they're going to do housing and batteries and energy. Like, they're an energy company. They sell the cars as a way to cash flow to build the energy. Mm-hmm. Me and you both know this. Me and you both know that Tesla's going to go higher in the next 10 years, without a doubt.
So you do believe that?
100%.
So you don't necessarily think Tesla's overvalued right now?
Zero chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, can it go down from where it is exactly at this moment today? Absolutely. Yeah. It can go down lower. Can it go all the way back down to 100? I think right now it's like at $589 a share, something like that. Mm-hmm. Sure, it could. It'd be one of the biggest move down of history. But Amazon in 2000 during the tech bubble also dropped 89%.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's back.
Yeah, and second biggest company in the world, right? Mm-hmm. So I think Tesla's like the 5th, by the way.
Is it really?
Yeah, bro.
I'm actually really, we didn't talk about this just a little bit, but
sure.
But I'm actually very happy about that because I kind of feel like Elon Musk. I don't know why this is, but I feel like mainstream media never really liked him. I don't know. Do you feel that way?
100%.
And why is that? I mean, he is he's almost awkward a little bit. Like the smartest people are a little bit more socially awkward, I feel like.
Yeah.
And that's a compliment. I mean, it's in the most way because look, I would trade my social abilities for that intellect every day.
I was about to say the same thing.
I would totally make that trade, bro.
Because I'm great at social.
Yeah.
I'm a moron, apparently.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I've been having this conversation with Fadi Bousamra, who's the chief investment officer of Nashville's pension fund. So he has his fingers on like $4 billion. And the firefighters and policemen and public workers of Nashville depend on Fadi to manage their money properly. And his fund is performing top 1% in the country for 7 years. So he knows his stuff. Interesting side note, he came to America at 13 years old without his parents, and now he's managing $4 billion. Anyhow, so we were talking about Tesla, and this was a few weeks ago, and he's like, he just kind of commented on the fact that Tesla's price is sort of accounting for everything that's going to go right is going to go right. Like the price is looking into the future and saying everything that we're planning to do is going to go right, and the price accommodates that. And we were just talking about whether Tesla's overvalued or not. And then like within a week, he's having the conversation of, he was talking with his brother, also a very successful guy, and someone else. And I mean, this is what Fadi does for a living, so he knows his stuff. And the one thing that they were telling him was, look, if you buy a Tesla car, your cost per mile is like 20 cents, whereas your cost per mile on a gas car is way more than 20 cents a mile. And so you might be able to pay a little bit more up front and then just have these much lower costs of operating going forward. So that's one thing. But then I'm watching videos of like the new autopilot stuff, I mean, this stuff is legit, dude.
Bro, I have one. Like
do you?
FSD, full self driving. It's insane.
I mean, it's so far beyond what anyone else has done with their vehicles. My car is a Model S. It's 2013, and it drives, and the technology that it has is better than quite a lot of 2020 or 21 luxury cars.
Agreed.
The thing was made in 2013.
Agreed.
Like, they're so far into the future. They're so much further into the future than other car companies. It's pretty crazy. So I think there was a time a month or two ago when I'd be like, maybe Tesla's a little bit overvalued, but now I'm not so sure because they're doing a lot of things well over there, and they have been doing a lot of things well, but now it's starting to become evident.
Agreed. And they've also had a 30% pullback in the last month. Legitimately, now that we're talking to them, they went at 890. Now they're at 500 and some change because they did need to pull back. It was a little ridiculous, right? But the more and more you talk about it, that's how you get conviction. But that's also how you become a believer in a product. I mean, that's literally when you ask me my question: how do you get people in this? What's your go-to? Buy what you love, man. Buy what you're in.
Oh, really?
Own it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Because if you love Tesla, you love the car. Because me and you both agree. It's unlike driving anything else on the planet Earth.
It's unlike it. And look, the environmental impact aside, everything that aside,
Yeah, all the good stuff aside.
even the gas stations aside, which it's hard for me to set gas stations aside because gas stations suck. All that aside, the driving experience.
It's better.
Dude, it's a different category. It's like, dude, why have we been driving around clunkers with clutches and all of this? Like, you hit the gas in like our minivan, you hit the gas, or almost any gas vehicle that's not a sports car. You hit the gas, like there's this delay, and it's like, and then you go. Tesla, go. Like, it's just so responsive, so quick, so smooth. All the other stuff aside, it's the way that it's the way that vehicles should feel when you drive. That's what I think.
I agree.
So.
And the thing is, their stock price has done what it's done, only selling 3 million vehicles of all time. Like, is
that all they have sold to date?
Yeah, it's not a lot. Like, they delivered 500,000 last year, which is a huge number.
Yep.
So like forever and ever, I don't know. I might be totally off, but it's not a lot.
Yeah.
Which means, can they deliver more? Mm-hmm. Right, more factories coming out. Can more people drive it? Once more people start driving it, they're going to start experiencing it. Once people start experiencing it, they're going to be like, there's no other way around.
Yeah.
So
I will say this: as much as I love the driving experience, I would put that second. And number one for me is no more gas stations. Now, there are certain things that are pet peeves in life. Gas stations have always been a pet peeve
That's
for me.
your thing, huh?
There's never a good time. The weather is never right. And it's always frustrating to pull in and fill up with gas. And then you look, $54.63. And you just want to be like, dear golly.
Yeah.
Is there no better way? And then
Yeah.
you jump in and go off. And now you're hot because it was humid in Tennessee and you stood out there or now you're cold because it was snow. I mean, it's just.
Where you got rained on, and you touched the nasty gas handle.
Yeah.
And you had to open the credit card and put the credit card in, and maybe you got to go to the bathroom.
And now you're on your way to church, and now you smell like gas because you dripped a little bit on your hand.
Yeah,
I mean,
or
it's
got some
just
on your pants
dude,
or something.
exactly.
Yeah.
Gas stations can just go away forever, as
They
far as
will,
I'm
dude.
concerned, because they're not. It's
40 years
there's a
from
better
now,
way now.
40 years from now, they'll be almost irrelevant. They'll be like payphones.
You think?
Yep. Because you'll have solar power, you'll have all clean energy, you'll have...
Dude, 40 years is not long.
It's not long. You have a driving experience on all vehicles where you can almost get charged just driving. Solar-powered roads that charge the internals of the car, as you're driving. The kinesthetic friction causes the car to charge. Like, there'll be all kinds of things. But I would say 40 years, just like cash will no longer be a thing in 40 years. There'll be so many cool things that will not be here that are currently here in 40 years.
The one thing that would be good is if our infrastructure in our roads would catch up to the technology of things driving on them.
Facts,
Because now we're at the point where our car, like the Teslas, they have far exceeded the road. You know what I mean? Like, some of these roads don't even have lines on them. Some of these lines aren't great. Like, there are some very basic, simple things we can do that would really help autopilot. I don't know why we haven't done it yet, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe we will.
It's coming.
But,
yeah. The road pieces it's a very interesting infrastructure challenge, I think, not only we face, but so many countries face.
Yeah. It's true.
Just concrete in general. It's made awfully.
Yep.
There's always,
it's true.
always a pothole. I was like, we can't figure out concrete. Come on.
Yeah, you're totally right about that.
Random, but
Okay, so buy what you love. That's what your first
philosophy,
advice
man.
is
That's it.
on stocks.
Yeah, that's number one. Like if you do that and just keep accumulating it and buying it and buying it and buying it. So don't just buy March 5th and I'm done. No, man, buy some April 5th, May 5th, June. Like you just keep slowly accumulating regardless of the price, right? You get a paycheck, take 10% of that paycheck, boom, buy a little bit of Tesla or whatever it is. If it's GM, cool. You know, if it's Netflix, if it's Disney, Square, like if you use Square, Visa, MasterCard, I can name a million companies that you use.
Okay.
You know.
So would you kind of buy them, I think you just said, you go ahead and buy them over a period of time, so kind of do that dollar cost averaging thing?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the easiest way for most people to do it, because if you just take all your money and go, boop, I'm in now, then you kind of get like all kinds of emotions creep in. Fear of missing out, FOMO, like you get scared because it goes down a little bit. Like, oh, my whole account's down 10%. I'm terrified. You know, and you panic or whatever. So those emotions, those are the ones that I like people to experience, because it's now I get to see who your true self is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell people the stock market's a mirror. It reflects exactly who you are in that moment. And because it's liquid, it's the most liquid instrument on the earth.
That's right.
Allegedly. Saying bonds, and then you have Forex, but we won't get into that. The stock market is so liquid. Like you can take $1 billion, a billion with an L, and just boop, and you're out. Click of a button. Like you can't do that with anything.
Yeah, you're right.
Business, real estate, $1 billion is nothing in the stock market. Nothing. $4 trillion passed with the stock market, the U.S. stock market, daily.